Welcome to Destination Divergence, episode 69. Nice.
Nice.
Let's see. Last time you guys, I believe, mostly made your way out of the dungeon. Anything happened before you made your way out of the dungeon? I can't actually recall. Oh no, you did finish breaking into the
Looted the treasury.
treasury. I couldn't remember if that was last session or 2 sessions ago, but yes. Finished looting the treasury, got all of that stuff, and then evacuated the dungeon, hoping to take a bit of a rest before you continued into any more potential dangers. Using a combination of different spells, magic items, and such, you were able to all fly back up to the airship. And there you identified a lot of gear and divvied it out. So many of you are in possession of new magic items. We then spent the rest of the session leveling up. So you are now all level 12.
Level 12.
Yeah, level 12.
Unbelievable.
And then took a long rest. So it is now that next morning. What do you all do?
Make my way up onto the top deck.
As far as I'm concerned, we're gearing up to go back in it.
Mm-hmm. You would notice that Leroy's looking a little bit more physically robust. Plates have moved around a little bit.
Spicy.
He is carrying his spellbreaker shield more confidently than you're used to seeing the what's it called? The sentinel shield. Morning.
Looking good.
Thanks. Yeah, made some changes last night.
I suppose I don't have much to do besides just suit up and hit the top deck.
What kind
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, Eli. How are you?
I'm feeling fine and dandy. Are you ready to go?
I'm as ready as I'll be.
Perfect.
So, are we flying back down then?
Yeah, I'm ready to go back down when people are ready. Just if
I guess I'll just ask this directly then. Does anyone have anything that would take time before you leave? Any changing of spells being prepared? Any attuning to new items, things like that? Or are you all ready to go?
Oh, I did want to ask Milos, do you think you could infuse my body with platinum and adamantium?
That's an odd question. Leroy, why do you ask?
Well, I was just contemplating it last night, and I thought, wouldn't I be harder to kill if my bones were made of platinum and adamantium?
Yeah, that makes sense. We could probably figure something out. Maybe.
Ooh, I can't wait to experiment with this. I've got this whole bag of platinum right here.
Ooh. Well, that's convenient.
Did I take a headband of intellect from someone?
Yes, that's mine. Well, not anymore.
Okay, so did you actually pass that off to me?
Mm-hmm. My brain's small time now.
Would it be, Jordan, would it be reasonable to say I attuned to that sometime between hitting the ship last night and now?
Yeah, as long as you didn't do too much else during that long rest, you can attune to an item as part of a long rest.
I didn't do anything.
Perfect. Yeah, 2 hours of the long rest can be light activity, which attuning to an item includes, so that's fine.
Alright.
Did I attune to my eye cloak? Please? Please?
You did not, but I can say you did, yes. There we go. It is now attuned.
How do you click it as attuned?
Right click it and there's an attune or unattune. Right now it's break attunement because it's attuned.
canon, I spent the entire night just attuning and deattuning from different items and trying to figure out my life.
All right, but
Hmm.
but Blast Scepter does not have that option.
Oh, it's because the
Might
attunement
have
requirement got nuked from it. There we go. Now it should.
Oh,
Yeah, there
I
was
wish
a.
Advan of Intellect changed my intelligence.
I told you
Uh,
it wouldn't help.
You could put a passive effect on. That's probably what I
Okay.
would suggest.
how long does it take to attune to an item?
1 hour,
Uh,
but you can do that as part of a long rest unless you're doing something else during that long rest.
So could I also attune to the Blast Scepter?
Sure. Yep, 2 of those will fit into a long rest.
Yay! You see Eli, as he came up the stairs to greet everybody, is decked out in this robe over his normal traveling clothes, and it just has a bunch of eyeballs all over it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Eli,
pretty cool.
now that you're attuned to this item, did you attune to it before or after you went to sleep?
Let's say I attuned to the robe of eyes before I went to sleep, and then I attuned to the Blast Scepter as I was waking up.
Okay, you did not sleep very well last night. Unfortunately.
Oh, really?
You close your eyes and try to sleep, and you realize as soon as your eyes are closed, your vision didn't change at all. It's like your eyelids aren't even there. You can constantly see, and not only can you see what's in front of you, you can see what's all around you at all times. You are constantly aware of what's around you, not just spatially, but visually.
So
And
is
this
that a
distracting.
negative?
Nope, you eventually do get to sleep, but it is very distracting for a while and kind of unsettling. But once you start to get used to it, you start to feel a bit of security in it almost. Like, there's no way anything could ever surprise you again like this.
Jesus Christ.
You feel like a witch hunter.
Oh, I didn't realize I could see invisible creatures and objects. I'm just basically you guys' eyes now. I went from the worst eyesight to the best. Woo!
Woo!
Let me introduce you to my eyes.
What do you have?
Detect magic at will, dark vision to 120 feet, and true sight once a day for free.
Yeah, but you have blind sight though. That's,
I mean,
that's where the
mine
crabs
gives
get
me
No,
mine gives me dark vision out to 120 feet
no,
in
you're
all
pretty good.
directions.
Yeah, you're pretty good.
All directions, man.
Oh, I guess this might be worth showing off as well. I toss the bag of platinum coins in the air and just catch it with telekinesis. Just move it around a little bit.
Oh my god, that's cool!
Yeah, so I think I can just do this. It doesn't really take anything out of me.
Really?
Yeah, it's
How
like,
much can you pick me up?
well, let's find out. And I will try and fail to pick up Eli with it because Eli's not an object.
Ah, darn.
Question: can I yeet Juno with it?
Don't you fucking dare.
What was the old phrase I used after augmentation?
Well,
That's it.
Do you think you could pick up my little tiny cat, and I'll place my homunculus servant on the ground, and it'll walk over and head boop Leroy's leg.
Well, I don't know. That's kind of a gray area. Hello, and I try to reach out with my mind and pick it up.
Okay. Does the wording on the homunculus servant consider it a creature?
It's a good question. Let's find out.
I believe it does, but for rules lawyering.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's a tiny construct.
So yes, it is a
Yeah,
creature.
it says the item you infuse serves as the creature's heart.
Yes. So, you try to, but it seems like the magic isn't catching hold here either.
Seems like it's limited to things that don't move themselves, or at least not through intellect.
Interesting.
I don't know. I couldn't move myself either. On the other hand, the staff, I toss the the rod up in the air and catch it, bring it back down.
Easy enough.
I did notice that I can't do my magic vision thing at the same time, so that's a bit of a bummer. Anyway, enough about my new ring.
Yes, let's go find out what is up with Titan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are we going directly to see him then?
I believe so.
All right.
I sort of thought, wasn't there a sword somewhere that we wanted to pick up as well inside the castle? What if he, I don't know, disappears us?
Alright, we can
If you want to,
finish
yeah,
looting the
if you
castle
want to clear
first.
out the. And wasn't there might have been like one more room that we wanted to check too that we hadn't been to yet?
No, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, let's cover our bases completely back in the keep, and then we'll go see Daitan, because I think we've come to the point of realizing that we probably are not going to just come across the prophecy unless we get really lucky in one of these final rooms.
Oh, yeah. Faye, hold this, and the kitten will walk over to her and just like meow at her foot.
Oh, I pick it up. I caress
Beautiful.
it.
Great. Now, if you want me to protect you with some magic, I don't need to be standing right next to you to do it.
Oh my
Cat
god!
can.
Amazing. Well, I let the cat just hop on my shoulder. Seems right.
Good kitty.
It's a good kitty. All right. Is everyone good to move?
Yeah. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Let's see. If Milos, if you can give me protection from poison, I can bird up and take a bunch of us that way.
Yeah, I can. I just can't quite as much as yesterday.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, it should just be the one
yes.
to get down.
And I will cast protection from poison on Faye
All right.
once I find the spell.
Love
So, Faye is now protected from poison.
Beautiful.
So what's the rest of the plan for getting down? I'm assuming polymorph then? And what else?
And
Yeah, I'm
Leroy will cast a fly.
Oh, okay. That'll easily get the rest of everyone. So, alright. You guys have done this before. Dive down into the mist. And you feel that smoke starting to rush down your throat, Faye, even in your polymorphed form. But it doesn't take any, it doesn't have any effect on you thanks to the spell, and you're grateful for that, because that feeling isn't pleasant when it starts to go bad.
Eli takes a deep ass breath and is like, ah.
Oh, worth noting, I'm bringing Echo this time.
All right. How are you bringing Neko this time?
Awesome.
Do you have enough?
Yeah,
Do you have enough fly to cover that?
I believe so. If not, I was just going to cast fly.
Oh, okay. Well, let's count to see if you need to expend a spell slot or not. So Faye, it can carry. We'll assume fly is cast on Leroy and Dross, the heaviest.
3 targets.
You can do
Good
3
call.
targets. Carrot can fly himself and can probably carry Eli.
We can bring Juno down into the smoke.
No.
And
If it is
then
absolutely necessary, I can cast another fly.
I think if Milos, let's see, there's one more fly left from Leroy. So we'll say he hits Clemens with that, and then Milos and Nakareth and Neko can go with Faye.
All right.
And I think that works. All right, so you have Neko with you. Let me actually grab Neko's thing then. And where are you guys landing? Oh, actually, before I mention that, sorry, backing up a bit, got distracted. Speaking of Eli, You take a deep breath of this mist as you approach it, but after you do, you look around and the mist looks different than it did before. At first, you feel like you see shapes in the mist, when it was mostly just a uniform fog across your vision before. There's different patterns in it or something. And then those shapes, as you get deeper into the mist, the shapes start to take forms. More defined silhouettes. These silhouettes are humanoid. And they're scattered everywhere throughout the mist, just dark shapes all around you. Just drifting slowly. Their limbs hardly floating, looking like they're almost submerged in water, just drifting.
Guys?
Eli, what's up? You look perturbed.
Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? I like point to the nearest shadow figure.
I will look over in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
It's mist.
He's mist.
You mean mist?
No, there are people floating in the mist, but they're like... is there one nearby that I could try to touch?
They're everywhere. This is... they are
so if I touch one, my hand goes right through it.
Are you going to try to touch one? Just confirming
I'm going
that?
to try to touch one.
All
yeah.
Right. Eli, you're being carried by Karik. Karik, are you okay with this course of action?
Karik will be like, sure, where is it? I'll fly you over.
It's right here. It's like right in front of us, and I tap it.
So yeah, Karik shifts you over slightly, and you reach out and tap it. And your hand just goes right through it. But it seems like you don't feel anything as you move your hand. It just feels like more mist in the way. But you can see whatever this silhouette is just get kind of like bumped aside slightly and like start drifting in a different direction. As if it reacted to your touch, but you didn't feel anything.
Are they dead people? I have to imagine there's lots of the spirits of the dead floating around after that,
I don't know, but I can't touch it, but it felt me, I think, because it's floating over that way now, and I like line my hand across as it's floating away.
Eli, are you tripping?
I mean, no, I'm being carried, so I can't trip. Oh, that was a joke. No, there's literally, they're everywhere. Look, one just like bumped my head. Well, it didn't bump my head went through it, but my head bumped it. What's going on?
Eli, are you okay? None of us are seeing this.
Maybe it's your robe.
Oh, maybe.
Is this a good or bad thing? I don't know.
Oh, I have to imagine they're there, whether you can see them or not. It's probably good to know that they are there. It's like knowing there's a bee in the room. You'd like to know where it is if it's there.
They're everywhere. Oh.
Well, they haven't hurt us yet.
Can I try waving at like one of them to see if like any of them are conscious, I guess?
Make me a persuasion check, we'll say, just to be a charisma-based thing here.
22!
22. Who would have thought?
Isn't it 21 now?
No, I changed it back!
Changed it back at level 12. We need to just keep it 22 for the rest of the campaign. You're not allowed to increase your charisma anymore.
All right.
No.
So we're staying at an 18 charisma for the rest of the rest of the time.
All right. Yes. Right back to the meme of 22. All right. You lean over to the one that you just bumped a second ago because it's kind of like spinning in place just gently. Like its torso looks like it kind of twisted when you tapped it, and like it's it's maintaining its form, but like the spine is rotated as far as it can go as it spins, and as it right when its face is where you assume its face would be, is looking at you, you try to wave at it and get its attention. And its head just kind of tilts in a movement that doesn't follow the rest of the physics that you see here. Like, this is definitely a voluntary movement. It's slow, but it goes against the grain of the slow spinning and drifting that is happening here. It's like the head is trying to turn to look at you, but then the spinning goes so far it can't turn its head any farther, and it gets pulled away.
Carrick,
It spins back to you, and the head doesn't. The head stays back in its last position. No more movement.
Carrick, I think these things are at least slightly sentient or slightly aware of what's happening around them. Can we try not to bump into them as much? I can like tell you if we're about to run into. I'd feel better if we didn't.
Sure, I don't mind.
They could be creatures on the astral plane.
I don't know, man. They seem human.
Does this sound anything like what I saw when I cast True Sight up on the ship?
You
Or
cast
True Seeing right
True
there?
Seeing up on the ship. Remind me what you saw
Right
back then.
after the explosion. I saw some magical energies. I don't remember much about it because it just happened, and I was concerned about other things.
Well, I can't remember exactly what I described to you.
So I'm just gonna assume it was all demons.
Some sort of magical energy.
Yeah, it was like a presence, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was related to Delur,
Yeah,
because that would set me off on that.
yeah. Did you cast? Excuse me. Did you cast True Seeing right now to compare?
Grass.
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
wondering if I should. But
Well, Eli has
like,
described them as
descriptions.
dark silhouettes of people or figures or
Yeah,
something around. So it would be hard for you to compare to a visual you've had.
that's fair. Yeah, okay.
I will say, I don't think I would have described anything back then that would be shadows and people and figures and such. Yeah. Nothing there rings any bells from when you cast True Seeing back then.
Sounds good. Ringing bells isn't really my thing anymore anyway. Still have it though.
All right, Carrick, slightly to the right now. Okay. Keep it
Yep.
steady.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Mm,
And where are you guys trying to land?
I guess by the throne room, right?
Well,
I-
yeah,
I-
not
right
at the top supposedly. If we're gonna be looting some more.
Yeah, no, I thought that we would go right back to the, in that kind of slatted area right where we took off from last time, because it was right near the sword room, and we want to grab the sword, and then we're going to keep going around.
Yeah, we can just fly in the sides. No one's there to defend.
Right where we took off from last time.
So, the doors in the side rooms where the kind of slats are open, we can totally just fly in and out of those to go up and down floors. We don't need to do the whole golem thing.
If we have flying,
Exactly.
I guess
If
we're
you still
flying
have
spells,
spells
yeah.
up that can do that, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so all you have to do is turn me off for 10 minutes, apparently, and I'm right as rain.
I mean, I can only do that 3 times a day.
Yeah, I don't. Part of the, I
fair.
think we want to be somewhat cautious, especially
Also-
considering part of the reason for the long rest was conservation.
The creature can only benefit from catnap once per day.
Did they say
Petition
caw?
for I don't even remember what tier of cracklock this is.
What?
I said petition for I don't even know what tier of cracklock this is to work differently.
Wait, they can? It doesn't say that in the spell.
I'm pretty sure it does, doesn't it? In
It might be a
not
short
in
rest
Foundry.
rule.
catnap.
Oh, yep, it does.
Yeah, I was pretty
I
sure. it
can't
did.
read.
Rippity rip.
Unfortunate.
Can't be affected by the spell until it finishes a long rest. Yeah, so once per long rest, not per day, but same difference.
But everything's a long rest for me.
I mean, still is a essentially free short rest for
it's
one of your
pretty
short
good.
rest scaling. Or, you know, you got multiple people in the party that scale off of short rest, so that's used on both of them at once.
The only thing that
Um,
is good for short rest for me is my inspiration, and that's literally it.
Yeah, rip bards.
quick question.
Yes.
How long does it take us to get from like the ship to fly down to the castle typically?
How fast is the slowest flying speed among you all?
Among Us?
Among us.
Among
Yes.
Us, kind of sus.
I'm trying to tell Carrick to fly slow enough so we can easily get around most of the shadowy figures. Cause
That's
Faye
a move
is-
speed of 35.
Faye is a Quetzalcoatlus, which has a fly speed of 80 feet. That's probably not the slowest.
I have 60.
60.
That's me with 35.
35. Okay. 35 is probably slow enough that you don't need to slow him down much more, Eli.
all right.
Because that's not far off from your own walking speed. So, plus you can see really well now. Like you feel like you can see farther into the mist than you could before. Just maybe it's an illusion because of all these figures you can see in the distance now, but
Yeah, it's so
you
weird.
can see very well. All right. So
See forever.
let's see. It would take you guys about 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Not too bad.
So I probably have like. I'm just trying to think of because of all the times I've had to fly. Probably only have like an hour left on my boots or something.
Probably, especially with it's got like a minimum of a minimum of a minute every time you use it, right? It's like even if you burst for
believe
a
so,
few
yeah.
seconds, so probably something like that, yeah.
Boy, we should get some boots like that can cast haste.
These boots are hasted, but you can only travel so many feet before it ends. Perfect.
And it's the distance that the boots move, not that the person moves.
Yes, absolutely. It works based on step counter rules. So if you just jog in place, like,
He burns it up.
all right, okay. So you guys are going in through the exact same spot you came out before. Just double checking.
That's my preference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me put Neko there as well. And Faye, how are you gonna manage turning back from Kaiju Chicken into Faye and then landing inside something Kaiju Chicken cannot fit through?
I feel like with my polymorphing experience at this point, I kind of have a decent grasp of where my corporeal form manifests as the chicken dissipates. So I'm just gonna like push myself up towards the wall as I let it drop, and then just kind of fly through and tumble onto the ground.
Okay. I'll say
R.I.P. Faye.
roll me a spellcasting check. So like your proficiency and charisma to see how well you accomplish that.
So just a charisma ability check.
Charisma ability check, it would have proficiency though, so whatever your proficiency bonus is.
Everyone back up from the edge.
You
Phase
could-
landing.
For simplicity, use a skill you're proficient in. That would, something like that would work.
All right, I'm gonna add 4 to this.
That works too.
That is not okay. That's
So it's
a 2.
11 in total, right? Because yep. All right. You see this giant dinosaur kaiju chicken thing kind of gently fly towards the wall after dropping everybody off, and then start to form like a graceful position, looking like it's about to land on something, and then Faye, it vanishes into smoke, and Faye falls out of the lower part of it. Faye, make me an acrobatics check.
Oh, heck.
Okay. as you fall, you quickly swing your arms forward, grab the edge, and you are holding onto the edge right below your party members.
Help!
I will crouch down and grab Faye by the scruff and just pull her up.
All right, easy enough.
Yep,
Considering
scruffing
costs
Faye.
now
I
20
look
strength.
extremely undignified as this happens,
Blam.
but also thank you.
Follow me.
As
Very
might
embarrassed.
take a minute to load, but yes, you are all making your way back over to the map.
Make my way back home. Been a long day. Time to see my Holy shit! Scoo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Holy shit.
Guys, nice timing with the light spell. I can see everything. Who's
Hey, you probably don't need your lantern on anymore. I can turn that off.
Yeah, you can turn that off.
All right, to the sword we go. It's first stop.
All right, I'm following you, Faye. You have the light on
Faye.
Yep.
You hear just the rattling of metal out of you.
Son of a bitch. That is said out loud in character.
You hear the rattling stop when you say that.
What is the matter?
Get up, fellas. Get up. There's something in there.
In where?
Well, it seems
I dragged too far.
probably the armory room. So brace yourselves. I'm casting fucking mage armor right now.
Mm-hmm.
I like the X's on the map.
And now we're
Uh-oh.
going to roll for initiative.
That's a lot of
Crap, I did, like-
swords.
It has spotted the Drost.
I'm glad I moved right before we paused.
And since Nakarth's not here, I'm going to remove him. All right.
Is my dark vision set to 120, by the way? Just double checking.
It
Where the fuck
is on
it?
your character sheet. It was not on the thing. 120 on your token. There you go.
God damn, okay. This is even more crazy than what I had seen originally.
Let me just
This
make
is what I've been
sure.
living with.
Prototype token, vision 120, so that will update for the future as well. There we go. Cool.
Like y'all.
All right. So. Faye will be going first, and you can go ahead and start your turn while I get combat
Well,
music going.
God damn. Okay, well, I'm going to. I'm sure in character I must have at least seen where Drost went, right?
Oh yeah, he took a right at the store here where Clemens is.
Okay, so 10, 25. Oh, okay, wait. So at this point, I saw it. Okay, so I have an angle here. I'm going to cast me a firebolt.
All right.
Bam, 20.
A 20 does hit.
I had to think too hard on that. I'm worried. Okay, it's 19 damage.
All right.
Negates fire resistance.
All right. You shoot out this firebolt, and it hits the creature on the shoulder, just by the plate of armor that's wearing over its chest. And it doesn't seem to try to avoid the fire all that much, but then there's smoke rising from its shoulder, and it starts to just like hiss in pain. It didn't seem to realize that that fire was going to hurt so bad, and now it's pissed.
I giggle and I turn back and like, yo, I think it's got fire resistance. And I'm gonna now speak my bonus word and activate my animated shield. And the bonus word is going to be later. I can't think of my theory right now. I gotta be clever. Alright, shield up. 19 AC, motherfuckers. Yeah. And I'm gonna take my last 5 and just move up here.
You speak the command word, and the shield, the back of your pouch just flies open as the shield pops out, spins in the air above your back for a moment, and then rotates out in front of you, between you and the creature. All right, Leroy.
All right. Well, I've got line of sight, so first I will Eldritch Blast, targeting it.
Oh my god, I'm so far down in the initiative order and I'm in the fucking doorway.
Yeah. First one, 14.
That is a miss.
Second one, 19.
That is a hit.
All right. Damage, plus add bonus. It should include my bonus now. It did not include my bonus.
Okay.
Plus 3.
Okay. So 10 total damage.
Mm-hmm. And then one more. This one's pretty hard to hit.
Well, that one did miss as well, yes, unfortunately.
And then bonus action, I raise up my hand and let go of the sword that's in it. And, oh, actually, hold up. I'm gonna run up a little bit so that I can throw the sword further.
Yay.
Yes, and, jeet the sword 30 feet towards him, or it, or her.
Okay.
The amount of swords.
Yep, you hold out the sword, release it, and it immediately flies out in a straight line towards the target.
Awesome. And it attacks it. I do not. Dancing sword. Great. Formula 0 plus mod plus bonus. So is that just gonna. Okay. I don't know what my mod for this is, actually.
If I had to guess, it's probably using your strength right now.
Yeah.
But it
we were
should
gonna do
be
the pack
dexterity.
weapon thing.
I offer that as an option, but you should be able to choose. Just shift the
Okay.
dexterity and
Yeah,
and
well.
things.
Cool. Yeah.
Either way, you rolled pretty well. So what's your dex mod?
Plus 3.
That is a hit.
All right. And then, oh no, what kind of damage does this thing do?
It
Very
was
excited
it
about
was
this
a
weapon.
rapier, so it would do a D8
Oh, okay.
plus your dex mod.
Okay. Pokey, stabby, pokey, poke.
This is the combat of let me try out my new toys.
Yep.
Yes. All right.
All right.
And I
As
hunker
it's-
down behind my shield.
It's busy, like blendering all of its blades to block your eldritch blasts, and then this one blade, your blade that you threw, manages to pierce through its defenses and stab the other shoulder that has not been burned yet. Clemens, you're up.
Are they attacking things that are inside the room to the south?
Yep.
Okay. I can see nothing, and that terrifies me. So I
Oh yeah, you don't have any. dark
I
vision.
cast a blade ward and then stumble forward into the darkness.
All right.
That's not magic missile.
You bump into a creature
Mark.
right here. Yep.
I attack at disadvantage.
Go for it. Do you have another action to attack with? Or
Oops,
this?
I'm
This is your
sorry.
bonus action because Eldritch Knight.
Yes,
or...
yes.
Okay. Double check, and that's all.
You
Right,
wouldn't
19 at
separate a young
disadvantage.
woman from her
Uh,
bonking stick.
It does hit.
All right.
Bonk.
And I am going to Cloak of the Storm, so that, or Scarf, whatever. I'm going to use a first level spell. Lovely.
All right. Considering what's happening here, I'm gonna picture this as Clemens uses the bone staff as like a stick to find what's in front of her rather than a weapon,
Yes.
and then it taps the creature, and you just channel a lot of magic power through it immediately. Just boom.
There's a little screaming involved, yes.
Cattle prod.
Oh boy. All right. Very good. Eli.
All right, we're gonna move 5, 10, 15. Oh my gosh, she's huge.
She chonkin'.
I also went 5, 10, 15, and yeah, 20. Oh, hi, Clemens.
I don't know what's going on. Tell me where to swing.
Right in front of you.
All right, I can do that.
I'm a cast. She a big girl. You know what she'd like? I think she'd really like this. I think she'd enjoy just a fucking a cloud of daggers right on her ass. I think she'd really like that. I think she'd really like it, like right here. So Clemens doesn't immediately walk into it, but I think she'd really like that. And the damage this round is 7.
Okay. Which save is that?
They just take it.
Creature.
They take it when they enter.
When it enters
for the first time,
or starts its turn there. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna strum my guitar, and I'm gonna go, "That's a lot of swords," and I'm gonna inspire Drost.
All right.
I'm not feeling inspired by that.
I reject your assistance.
This
Milos.
isn't encouraging.
Great.
Okay. I was gonna say Neko was on your tokens. I was like, what? It's Neko's turn.
I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15. Oh, that's a big thing with a lot of swords.
Yeah, I know, right?
20,
It's pretty big, yeah.
25, 30, and I can't see it, so I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna have Neko come. It's already moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and chill there.
In Drost?
She is on Drost right now.
Okay.
Fully
Still
inside.
there.
Yeah, that's as far as
Um,
Neko can get right now.
And we'll both hold actions to attack the sword thingy if it gets in range.
Okay. Well, Clemens, this thing in front of you seemed
Oh, no.
seems pretty angry at all the damage it just took, and it didn't realize that the stick lightly tapping on the shoulder would do so much to it. So it has been surprised several times here, and it is going to attack you.
All right.
And they get stabbed with
And it
daggers.
has advantage against me because I can't see it, right?
That would be the case.
All right.
All right. It is going to make its first attack at advantage. Does an 18 hit?
That does not hit.
26.
That will hit.
10 slashing.
All right, I take 5 slashing because Blade Ward.
Makes sense. 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
14.
All right. Is that slashing?
Yep.
Thank you.
20.
Does not hit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 24.
That'll hit.
That is 7 slashing. 6.
That'll not hit.
25. Sorry, 6th attack. 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
19 slashing.
All right.
And then after
Anybody
all of
have
its swords swing at you
hello?
in this blunder, then its tail whips around at you from another angle.
My
Oh, no.
my god.
22 to
If only
hit.
the light had moved 5 feet to the right. That'll hit.
19 bludgeoning.
All right.
All right, Drost, you're up. Drost, now that it's your turn and you're in the room, you can see the back of the room. The table at the back has been smashed, and that sword is no longer there. You see a familiar sword in the hand of the creature before you.
Ah. I mean, I want it. So I'm gonna go take it. 10 feet. Bonus action. Head runes, light up, giant's might. Not gonna grow because I'm in a small room.
Okay. You're on top
Are
of
you
Clemens.
on top of Clemens right now?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I thought I went to the bottom one.
All good.
Oh, I hit W, that's what it is. Ha.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's bonus action, so smacky time. 1 attack.
Miss.
Cry. Second attack.
Hit.
I still have my shield equipped, so I will use my normal damage.
All right.
And Giant's my damage. And third attack. Damage. For a total of 31 points of magical bludgeoning.
All right.
How's our friend here looking?
Not happy, but not injured yet. I mean,
All right.
stabbed in the shoulder, burnt a bit.
Clubbed.
Looks pretty pissed off.
So Dross charges in swinging, and he's gonna just bring in a couple side to sides and basically smash through the sword's defenses to land some good hits. And then gain a burst of speed, and I'm gonna action surge. Attack.
Hit.
Damage. Attack.
Hit.
Damage.
Miss.
Attack? Fuck. So that is another 27 points of bludgeoning damage as he brings in 2 sudden strikes and just cracks into her shoulders.
Yep. This thing, it was looking pretty cocky, pretty pissed before, but when you suddenly brought out 3 more hammer strikes, now it's looking a little bit hurt.
And Joss is just standing there, hammer and shields, 10 feet tall, staring it down, eye to eye. That's my turn.
Carrick.
Alright, Carrick is going to overdrive.
All right. Speedy boy.
Why did you go all the way that way?
Are they in the room over here?
They're on the right past where Neko is there.
Oh, right. I see her now. Carrick is gonna step aside here to give people room.
All right.
Do Runes of War as his action. And I'll do Necrotic, so it's actually a D6.
I asked one.
Okay, so everybody, when you make a... Is it any attack roll or just weapon attacks? I think it's just weapon attacks.
Weapon attacks.
Alright. Anybody in that circle, when you make a weapon attack, you can add a d6 of necrotic damage to it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Who's using
Timing,
my
right?
sword count as doing weapon attacks?
Do that right after I landed 4 hits.
It would, yes.
I went very slow. My initiative was bad.
Oh, that's fine.
The one time Drost is happy with his initiative.
Alright, and then what the heck? And then I'm gonna do my Blade Song. And that's my turn.
Okay. Back to you, Faye.
All right. I'm going to move in the door. Okay. I have really is she looking hurt yet, or just totally?
A bit, yeah.
She totally good. All right. Because of how big she is, do I have like a fairly clear shot at her, or am I obstructed at all by Clemens and Trust?
I mean, they're a bit in the way, but you feel like you can make a shot through there.
All right. My focus is gonna start like crackling down my arm, and I'm gonna cast Disintegrate.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
How many of us are in the way?
Which save is that?
That is a
think it's a
I don't
dex
know why I
save,
can't
right?
find it.
Should be a dex
cast
save.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the dex
I
save.
think it's dex. Yeah, dex.
All right. That is a 13. That is a failure.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a
That sword's
shit
gonna be
roll.
gone. Oh wait, no, it doesn't destroy magic stuff. Anyway.
72 force damage.
Oh my fucking
What the
god.
hell?
10d6 plus 40? That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's disintegrate.
insane.
The downside is there's no half damage on pass. It's just,
I know,
it's-
but
yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
But
Christ.
if it hits,
still-
it hits.
This
Um,
is disintegrate.
This is disintegrate. Hey, taking bets on how many hit points it had exactly.
72.
I'm going 73.
I'm going 71.
I'm going
no,
69.
I'm going to
79.
say 69.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on 69 squad.
69 squad. It had exactly 70 hit points left. How do you want to do this, Faye?
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, so take this loosely if you want, but knowing that it picked up the sword, which we knew was a magic item, this bolt is just gonna sail between Drost and Clemens and just kind of hit it dead center. And at that point, there's just like a rippling green circle out from the center that just grows, and it all falls to dust immediately, except for that sword just clanging on the floor.
All right. Yep, just dust everywhere. It actually, the dust hits the floor and just starts to spread out amongst across the floor as it's
Among
very
us.
light. Yeah, among us, as it's very light, powdery dust that just kind of gets carried by the mist a little bit. And yes, all the magic items, all the swords fall to the floor.
Wait,
which
all the swords?
Watch a beam.
all the swords. Let's see, it's everything it's wearing except magic items. All the swords are reduced to dust except one, which clatters to the floor.
Ah,
And we're out of combat.
No, wait, hold on. Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool, right?
yeah. Clemens and Dross like see
Hell
a beam
yeah.
go between them, and it just melts this entire monster.
Clemens doesn't see shit.
Oh, true.
Somebody had brought the light within sight, so the light
okay.
came in and I saw just somebody disintegrate.
Oh, okay,
And
good.
I'm in awe. I have found my people.
Oh, I'm glad somebody
That's
cast
pretty
light.
impressive.
Because fighting in the dark there was pretty funny. But yep, there's a sword on the floor.
There's a sword on the floor.
smiling.
I guess I'll pick it up.
That was some magic, eh?
So,
Oh, I've been
yes,
wanting
that
to do
was
that.
something else.
It was an impressive display.
I could imagine that almost rivals the power of like a scorching ray spell or something.
Lol.
Trost, you reach down to grab the sword, and as your hand gets close to it, it feels cold. There's an aura of cold around it, and you grab it, and your hand almost starts to burn from how cold the metal of the sword is.
Good thing I'm cold resistant.
Mm-hmm. I said almost.
Hmm.
You
This
recognize
is
deep
very
cold.
fucking cold.
Yes.
It's almost like true ice. It's around the same cold.
Very cold.
And now that you got a little bit better look at it outside of the scabbard, this is definitely a sword made by House Lorandar. It's got their crest on the hilt, and it's in their colors. But it's so cold. It feels very heavy to you as well.
Press X'd it out.
I mean, heavier than other swords, at least.
Oh, okay.
It
like the
feels
weight,
heavy.
though.
It's made of stars.
It feels like, like a good bowling ball, not like a weak bowling ball.
I like the weight though. It carries heft. Does
That's
anyone want to touch it? It might hurt you.
cool? I'll give it a poke.
Carrick also pokes it.
I will
fucking
hold the sword
cold.
out.
Leroy, you don't have flesh, but Carrick, it's cold. You can tell that. But Carrick, your finger almost like sticks to it a bit. It's so cold, like it immediately freezes the moisture on your skin.
I would not lick that.
Well, now I won't.
Very nice. What is our next stop?
I believe there were some rooms that we hadn't explored somewhere, right? I forget exactly where.
I think they were to the north of the treasure room. Not entirely sure.
Oh, yes, yes, it was that one just beyond the treasure room.
There is a completely blacked out room just beyond the treasure room.
Yeah.
All right, let's go then. Boom.
All right.
Boom.
Boom, chicka, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Seriously, guys, though, who's casting the light spell?
I
think
Is
Faye
it
was.
Faye?
I
think I have radiant weapon on as well.
Could somebody spare a little bit of healing, please?
Wait. Oh, ooh.
No, I don't have any
Before we
healing.
move-
Sorry.
I got
Wait, I
caught
wanna do
quite
this
a lot
in
of
lore.
times.
I don't think I know him. Sorry. Healing?
After my my flashy display, I want to just like take 10 minutes in character to just hype everyone up with the tale of how far we've come as a group and give everyone the inspiring leader points.
Ooh.
Oh,
Which
fuck.
is-
Well, we're all, me and Leroy are
Yeah,
all
we're
way
already
here.
running ahead.
Oh, well.
Well, but I'm sure in 10 minutes you'll
Well,
catch up with us.
So, yeah, Leroy and Eli, as you realize the rest of the group has not been following you, do you immediately go back or do you press on after minutes?
When I hear what was that, Faye talking? Yeah, I will head back to listen to story time.
Leave me alone!
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
come
Eli,
back then.
as soon as you're alone, you realize you're not alone.
Oh, no, not figures.
There's so many of them here. They're more densely packed here than they were up in the air. But down here, some of them drift near the ceiling or the walls, but most of them are drifting just gently above the floor with their feet just like an inch over the floor, hovering.
So can I know my hand goes through them, but what if I situate my hands in the air so it's like on either side of the person? Can I try and
Probe the
stop the
shadows.
person from moving as I do that?
You can try. Give me a dexterity check.
It's regular dexterity?
Yep.
18.
All right, you put your hands on either side of this creature. What? Its shoulders, its head. What are you aiming for?
Shoulders.
Shoulders. So yeah, one hand on each shoulder, just trying to see if you can just halt its momentum, not add too much more to it. And again, you don't feel anything under your hands, which makes this a very difficult task. You're only relying on your sight, but you can see very well. And with a roll of an 18, you notice as your hands get a little too close to it that they start to phase into it. Almost like if you're applying pressure, you just push right through it. But you kind of use that motion a little bit, and it takes you maybe 15, 20 seconds. You feel like you've got it stopped as well as you can. Not sure if a wind blowing through or anything would have an effect on it, but it seems pretty stable for now.
I am disturbed.
All right. And yeah, just for the sake of it, everybody does get the inspiring leader. So I
That
assume Eli
is
catches up.
All right.
17 temporary hit points.
Oh, baby.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Inspiring leader at high level is hell of a trip.
it is. Wow, I feel a lot better after that story that you just told. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Alright, so where are we off to?
I really hope I get to hear you tell a lot more of those stories in the future.
While Eli
Right,
walks from
it
now
will be-
on, he's going to be very careful to try to not bump into the figures. So he's going to be walking pretty slowly.
Eli, are you drunk?
No, I just... I think it's rude. They obviously can tell a little bit that I'm here.
Yeah,
Excuse
Eli
me, I'm
looks
sorry.
very paranoid as he walks around. And Eli, as you walk, this kind of slows you down a bit.
There was a vampire there yesterday, Leroy.
Oh, in there? Oh,
Yes.
well, sorry.
Garth pointed it out to me.
Poke my head back in. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Bye.
As Eli slows down to make sure that he doesn't walk into any of these things, people walk past you, Eli. They bump into these things. And when somebody walks through it at a brisk pace, the figure they walk through just kind of phases around them a bit, but then gets knocked, like after they finish walking through, gets knocked through, like they're being carried by the wind behind the person walking. And get
Now I'm gonna slow down even more to try and stabilize these fucking figures as my friends walk by it without a care in the world.
Some of them somebody's head knocks somebody's ankles, and now they're spinning head over heels like through the air.
Oh my god. Eli's just gonna take his sweet old time following the group.
Okay.
You know, Eli, I really don't think you need to pay them much mind.
But they're semi-conscious.
Well, I'd be fully conscious somewhere else.
Yeah, that's not good. They're getting bumped around. Excuse me. Sorry.
Well, how often do you feel things moving through you on the astral plane?
Have you ever gone to the astral plane? How am I supposed to answer that?
I
think the point is that perhaps you shouldn't give too much thought to it. They would let you know if it was hurting them.
Exactly. I know there are creatures that move through. I mean, heavens, we could be right in the middle of some great dreadnought right now and have no clue. They just don't feel it, and we don't feel them. Did you go back to that vampire for more of that that stuff he was smoking? I might do that actually.
All right. The last room is
Let's get through the door.
right here, I believe.
I believe that one had abjuration and evocation magic on it.
I
So,
believe you dispelled the abjuration.
did I?
Not on this one.
Well,
Leroy was pretty tapped out by this point.
I was.
Just gonna take
I've
several
got some
steps backwards.
finger wiggling good. Let's see about trying again.
Hocus pocus work magic.
And I think I need to roll for this, right?
That is contact other plane.
Yeah, you're right. And I just click one spell and see what happens.
Leroy, the wild magic warlock.
Hey, I've been going since 5:50 this morning.
No worries. Go ahead and roll me that charisma check.
Boom.
The door is no longer magical.
Nope. It's fine to break it down now, or just like open it.
I will make to open it.
Put your hand on the door and push. Kind of rattles in place a little bit. Doesn't open.
All right,
If
stand
it's
back.
locked, I can unlock it if you want.
As he's pulling back to swing, I'll just pause. Do you want to unlock it?
I like unlocking things.
All right, step back.
Wait,
So
first,
yours.
first I should look. Do I see a lock on the door?
Yes.
Oh, great. Then I'm gonna try and unlock it.
Almost committed to something you couldn't do.
Yes, I did. Let's see. Fuse tools. Is natural. I think that's that roll. 25.
Click, click. The door opens.
Here you go.
A haze pours out of the room. A familiar haze. I feel like you smelled it just yesterday.
Purple haze.
You were just talking. You were just
Haze.
talking about the vampire that you saw in the midst of such a haze.
Yeah.
Oh. What's this?
It's
Hello?
another drug then, I think.
Might be our friendly vampires' sleeping quarters.
Sorry.
Let's poke my cute little head in.
Hey, jeez. Sorry.
See
Yes,
a
I suppose
table
so.
with some cards on it, of course. A nice cozy fireplace, which is currently lit. Which I guess I didn't provide a light for, but I can do that. A bed and a couple of chests.
You see anything
Well-
magical in here, Leroy?
Flare up, detect magic. It was probably already going.
In here, one of the chests does have a tiny bit of magic to it.
Okay, I'll go make my way over to the other one.
The other one.
Oops, that is intense.
Walk over to the first one.
I'm gonna see what's in this one. There's something in there though.
Alright, you look through the chests. So you're going to the non-magic one, Leroy? You said?
Yeah.
Okay. You pop it open. There's clothes inside. Look pretty fancy.
Oh, I was planning on Eldritch blasting the clasp off of it, but I could just open it to you.
You didn't see a lock on it. Pop it open.
That's
Yep,
fair.
just clothes inside. Yours is not locked either, Milos.
Right, I would like to open it.
Creak! It opens up and more clothes.
More clothes. All right, I'll take the clothes.
Alright,
I
immediately
flop on
under the
bed,
clothes.
Take a look.
Immediately under the clothes, very shallowly, bottles of wine.
Ooh,
6 of them.
I'll take the wine.
Alright, you may add 6 bottles of fine wine.
Magic aura.
Coming from lower down in the chest.
Oh. I think
You
it's
think-
had butt implants.
Or it could have a false bottom.
Oh,
Same
well.
same thing.
I think that's more or less the same, yeah. Anyway, do you know how to get one of those out?
I don't know. I can try though.
First, you have to make an incision.
My sword flew back to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes back. I don't have to think about that.
Oh, it you're just sitting there listening to the speech, and all of a sudden the sword just like flies back and aggressively puts itself back in your hand, just like plink.
Oh, thank goodness.
Can I see if there's anything else farther down in the chest, like that I can get
You
to?
put your hand on the bottom of the chest, and I mean, it's flat.
It slaps you.
It bites down.
This is
You
a
said
skull.
magic's at the bottom of the chest, Leroy, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I
Seems that way.
can't find anything else in it.
You can make me an
I have a-
investigation check if you want.
I'm gonna do
Patented
that.
method of breaking chests.
Investigation 14. I'll flash it 19.
19. Okay. Fortunately for you, with a DC of 19, you go along the edges a bit, and part of the side kind of depresses a bit when your fingers run along it, and then you can reach down underneath the bottom of the chest to pull up the, not the floor, but you know what I mean, the bottom of it. We're just
Yeah.
saying bottom a lot, so.
Oh, there we go.
And
Almost
There we
missed
go.
this.
It's a deck of many things.
nope, it is a small padded section with 6 vials.
Familiar files?
Dark red liquid is inside each of these vials.
Oh,
Hmm.
don't tell Eli about
Blood
these.
gin.
You're pretty familiar with these by now. They are indeed 6 vials of blood gin.
Fuck, fuck,
Do,
fuck, dude.
You want to hang on to those, or should I?
You can hang on to him, and I'll pass them over to Leroy.
All right. We'll spirit them away in some new cavity of my armor.
Telekinesis them just to like hold them under plates of armor.
Exactly.
The proper use of concentration. You break concentration later and vials just shatter on the floor all around you.
I'll just lodge them in spots, you know.
Sure, yeah.
Just shoving shit up your ass.
Pretty
Yep.
much.
Yep.
My wallet.
In combat later, Leroy is going to take 6 doses of blood gin all at once when something breaks.
Someone's gonna shatter me. That was a good shatter.
I can barely feel it.
Leroy suddenly falls unconscious.
Yeah,
Everyone, that's
Leroy
not right.
passes out for a week. Wakes up with years of experience under his belt. All right.
Wakes
Anything
up
else?
at level 20, but no useful classes.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to look for in the room?
Well, check under the bed. Make sure there's nothing
Investigation
particularly
check.
special there. Attributes, investigation. Oh, my intelligence is so donkey brain now.
Yep. Poke your head down there. None of the shadows hinder your vision because, you know, warlock eyes. But no, you don't see anything noteworthy. Just the bottom of the bed frame. Some stone tiles.
Okay, nothing special here.
Anything notable about these playing cards?
Well, if you see here, there's a full house just left sitting there.
There is indeed a full house just sitting there. They are playing cards, though.
Otherwise, I don't know.
They don't appear magical to Leroy.
It's certainly not marked. That was 6 files.
Can I take a look at the fireplace and see if I notice anything weird about it?
Investigation check.
Investigation.
Check.
21.
All right. You have noticed that not all, but most torches or torch sconces you've seen in this place have not been lit. But this fire has been.
I'll mention to the party that it's so weird that the fire is on, but the torches aren't.
Do you
Is
think
this
we should light them?
Or we could extinguish the fire. But probably not the right one.
Leroy, do you see anything magical from the fire?
You guys have managed to light some of the torches in the area. I think when you first came into this area, somebody went along the walls and relit all the torches here. Clemens can see, so there is light in here.
I didn't notice any magic in the fire, but that doesn't mean there isn't any.
It looks like a pretty normal fire. There's just
There's no magic in the fire.
some logs just burning away.
Yeah, it's normal. The logs aren't people or something.
If there are logs in here, that must mean someone's coming to replace them every once in a while.
True.
Alright.
Could we just all take seats in here and wait for him to arrive? Or
Yes.
just leave?
Suppose we could. I don't see a reason to wait for him.
I don't really either. I just thought it
I
might be
don't-
unsettling.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do. I mean, clearly he showed before. It's not like he's gonna give us the piece of the prophecy. So at that point,
Maybe we
maybe
did just steal all his clothes.
maybe
Uh,
even greater point.
quick question. On the floor with the floating head, there is a room with stuff in it.
Excuse me. On the floor with the floating head, there's a room with stuff in it. Yes.
Yep. It's the 2 circular tables and the. Did we already get that room? Was that like the crafting room or whatever with the potions and stuff?
That's the lab.
Yeah, lab.
Yeah, you guys check that out.
Yeah, we got that shit. Okay.
There's a bunch of schematics and things there.
I'm just making sure we didn't, you know,
Yeah, it's probably a good place to know about.
didn't forget to loot goblin anything.
I mean,
Yes.
depending on if you want to loot things that are nailed down or not nailed down, there's different results there, I guess.
You could just take the crafting
I
tables.
believe you guys took everything out of there that was not nailed down, though.
Speaking of my son, should we try to get him out of here?
Speaking of my son,
I do not
Potentially.
think that is reasonable.
I do.
Well, you think it's reasonable?
Yeah.
Sure, I
Well,
can
then
train
why
him
don't
for
you do
3
it?
hours.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, I can just go work on that.
I'm gonna come with you then. That sounds like a good plan.
Sounds like fun.
We're never going to be able to split up our groups into the 2 separate party groups. Because we're going to spend
that's what we're doing.
eternity in this fucking dungeon.
I made this dungeon too
Guys,
dense.
Stop moving so quickly. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
God.
well, Eli, why don't you just
It's
move
his-
faster?
It's his son.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Anyone else feel like we should maybe just go talk to Daitan?
oh my
I'm with ya.
Faye!
I mean, we could do that. I face the
Hey!
distance. What?
Faye!
Oh, it's getting worse.
And there... Wait, what?
God damn it. Hold on. You're spinning like a top head. Hold on. Karma better pay me back for this. Hey, you don't stop floating up there. I can't
Oh.
reach you.
How would you feel if all of this they didn't even notice?
Well, it makes me feel better at the end of the day knowing that I'm not fucking shoulder checking people.
I imagine as Joust
Well,
walks,
you
he's
could
just
do-
leaving like an ocean swirl of these things.
Oh, yeah. Dross leaves a wake behind him, and the things just get like pressed up against the wall, and then bounce back and slowly drift.
If it doesn't bother them yet, I'm sure it doesn't bother them now. Someone
you-
grab the boy, he's tripping.
Some or not. Nobody knows if some or not.
Eli, are you going to make me carry you there?
No, just keep doing your thing. I'll catch up.
Are we going to the big head? Is that
We
Is that what
don't
was
need
decided?
we don't need to go to the head. We can go talk to Daitan.
is Leroy in that position? I know this is his son. we're
You guys
talking
don't
about.
see Leroy.
Leroy's gone.
Yeah, you don't see Leroy. You don't see Milos.
Or Neko.
They
or
totally
Neko.
went ahead.
Oh my god, I forgot about the head.
Yeah, that's Leroy's son.
I know,
So
I
no
didn't
head.
really get what you meant by the head until you were like, it's Leroy's son, and I was like, oh my god.
It's right up there. I'm following him. I'm going up.
Alright, this fucker's slowing me down.
So, how do you think we can separate it from the pipes?
It's a very good question.
Oh Jesus!
I mean, tools exist. I don't know how helpful they'll be. That's a lot of metal.
Pretty big pipes.
As we're moving, I'm gonna basically snag Eli by the backpack and lift him up and just take him with me.
No!
Do you-
No!
Do you resist, Eli?
I resist!
Contested athletics check.
I mean, it's not gonna work, but I resist.
You never know, it could. I guess, I mean, you could do acrobatics, Eli, if that works better for you.
Does Dross have like some kind of advantage to that from the tremendous?
Alright.
You would if he was in Giant Smite.
Oh yeah, I didn't Giant Smite just to drag him down the hallway. He's like 3 feet tall.
Hold on, what's the feature for my thing that gives me Jack of all, not Jack of all trades?
It'll add itself.
Expertise?
Oh, what about expertise?
Oh, it's only for charisma based stuff. Okay, I was looking to see what made the 22 happen. To see if it happened with.
Oh, nope.
Do I win?
Amazing.
Dross, you are trying to grab at Eli, but Eli just ducks under your hand at first, and then ducks under the next grab as well.
Slippery little shit.
Have you guys roll again?
Now this is what I call role playing.
Come here, Eli.
No.
Eli ducks and slides under Dross' legs behind him.
Can I dive
Like-
after Eli?
He's
Yep.
so fucking fast.
Yep, do you manage to slide between Dross' legs as well?
Get out of here! Oh no! I'll make it there. Just keep going.
I'm gonna misty step up to Eli and grab him by the collar.
Athletics check.
Eli's alternating between
For
gymnast
Being in a
and
place
like
he's not expecting.
I see y'all. Fuck you.
If you misty step behind
can't
Eli,
be
I'll give you
surprised.
advantage. Yeah. Oh no, Eli can see behind.
Blindsight.
Yeah, Eli can see
Oh,
behind
no.
him. So no, you don't get advantage on this.
I don't know that though.
True, you get behind him. Ah!
Fuck you.
Roll
Nothing
again.
personal, Eli is.
Clemens, you're
Oh,
so
my God.
confident that Eli can't see you. You reach out to grab Eli, just ducks. Completely ducks under your arm as you reach to grab his collar.
Wow.
This is insanity.
Gus is just standing there, hands on his hips, watching Eli fucking like butter slide across the floor like a goddamn ninja. He's like, I'm not even mad, I'm just impressed. He's fucking incredible.
that's funny.
Oh.
My goodness. All he's missing
Not yet,
is being
no,
a
God damn
gnome.
Alright then.
Oh,
I bounce off your fucking head and go this way.
Okay.
Eli, stop running! We have places to be.
What do you
I'm
have?
walking slowly.
No!
Eli is doing that brisk walk where it's only technically a walk.
That was actually a. I shouldn't have rolled disadvantage for that. That should be a 23.
23.
Damn it.
Finally,
Damn
Clemens,
it.
after chasing Eli around for forever, you grab Eli's collar.
Eli's
Come
going to be
back here
fucking
And
thrashing the
follow
entire
everybody
time.
else. You're
I
going
was
to.
gonna. I
You're
was
going-
gonna.
You'll be
Y'all-
eaten by vampires.
Bitch, I see y'all.
We're going to tie you to the
Bitch,
mast.
I see all.
I have permanent light on me. You don't understand. I see everything.
Send Eli over to Drust.
That's going in the quote book.
Bitch, I see all.
Alright, bring him over here. He'll fit in my backpack.
What? I don't want to go to backpack. What am I? A tool?
It is the bad boy's
Yes.
bag. It's where you go when you're difficult.
Me? I'm always difficult.
Get in the fucking bag.
Oh wait, there's some chips in here. Oh god.
You pocket bacon.
Fantasy Lays. Oh my gosh.
All right, you have captured him, Eli. Congratulations.
All you had to do was hand him snacks.
Oh shit, there's fucking
harder than
snacks
the
in here. Oh my
combat
god. I need snacks on the go. I weigh a lot. I need a lot of energy.
If you give him a lot of food and let him level up, he'll eventually evolve into a human bard.
Hey. All right, that was a good one. I'm surprised I rolled above you guys like
That was really
fucking
funny.
time.
That really
All
was
consistent.
D&D.
Oh god, I'm
Clement's
crying.
fucking chasing me down. I'm like, no.
All right.
Okay.
Can you drag us?
You
Yeah, can
guys
you
get
drag us
to
up there?
You know what? No, you're gonna make your way out for your own shenanigans. All right, you gotta.
You did this.
Just walk to the thing. There's a teleport. Anyways, on the other side upstairs, you guys have no idea what's going on down there. It's so far away. So what have you been doing for the past few minutes?
I've been watching them. I'm not even contributing. I'm just like over it.
Kirk is just over here helping with whatever Leroy and Milos are doing.
All right.
I
So
have no idea what I'm doing. I'm looking to Leroy for
Same.
instructions.
just a reminder, there are struts connecting it to the floor, the walls on either side that you can see on the map, as well as the ceiling above it.
All right. So, how are they actually as thick as they're depicted?
They're pretty thick. They're not like solid metal as thick as they're depicted, but I mean, call it like an array of struts that ends up that thick.
Okay, but it's like destructible, right?
Depends on what you're using to destruct it.
I have no idea where everybody else is.
Oh.
Big
Go
boy
up
room.
the tower to your northwest. Take the up on the right.
Don't be left poor
Oops.
blind Clements.
You went down. Take the up. And then on the other side, on the right side, there's an up. Oh, oh, you're hitting the down again. Oh boy. Okay. I'm just gonna.
No, fellas, I'm not gonna be sad.
I got
if
you.
this
I got
doesn't-
you.
Think.
Bump.
There we go. Clemens just fell down the stairs a bunch. She's a little disoriented after trying to tackle Eli.
Yeah, Eli. Speaking of Clements and you interacting with Clements a bunch, you've noticed before that Clements has too many shadows? You didn't pay it much mind. But now there are shadows around Clements that are not on the surfaces. Shadows in the mist.
There's like shadow people adhere to her.
Something like that. It's like Clements is casting a shadow not just on the surfaces around her. But anyways, Leroy's son.
Yeah.
But
This
anyways,
room
the
is-
more important part of all this.
Yes. This room is full of that same mist that it had before. That's a bit cool to the touch around you. And this giant head is stuck to the walls and ceiling and floor.
Eli, do you see anything in here that might be important? Should be seeing things.
You look around and all you see is Drost in his backpack.
Oh, right. Eli's in Drost's backpack, right. I was going to separate you, but yes, that's true. Yeah, you don't know where Eli is. Drost shows
Oh
up.
no! Did Eli get eaten?
I mean, technically.
I poke my head out of the backpack, my like mouth filled with fantasy Lay's chips. I'm like, yeah. Hi.
I can. Where do you want to go, Eli? I can bring you around.
Maybe like over by Leroy.
All right.
Am I not allowed to walk anymore?
You can walk.
What if I walk slow?
I will pick you back up.
You're killing me. You know that? Alright, what do you want me to look at?
I was just wondering if there's anything particularly interesting in here, I mean, other than my son, of course.
Oh yeah, let me I'm gonna climb out real quick. Do you mind setting the bag down?
Yeah, I'll
I got-
just take a knee so that Eli can hop out.
All right, I
Eli-
hop out and
Yep, you hop out, you look around.
yeah.
The only shadows in here are Clemence's.
Interesting.
I just stare at Clemens.
I'm not
Hey
gonna
guys,
say-
remember when I was talking about those shadow people all around?
Yeah.
Yeah, the room's almost empty.
Oh, so you'll actually move at a normal speed now?
So shut up, first of all. Second of all, and he points at Clemens and he says, "She's covered in them right now."
Oh.
Yes, remember I was up above with Leroy when we were hit by the wave.
I mean,
We
I
passed
was too,
through that.
and I don't have any shadow people on me either.
if it doesn't, I mean, have you looked at yourself? Look down.
I look down at myself, even though I know I'm constantly seeing all the time.
You're constantly seeing all the time. But there were so many shadow people around you before. You've
Keep
got a
an
second
extra
shadow.
Eye out yourself.
I stare down the second shot like, oh my
This one is
god.
on the floor. But you have too many shadows. Just two.
Oh.
Who does?
Only Eli sees that he has a second shadow.
That Eli has a second shadow?
Well, Leroy said, or Drost or Leroy, one of them said, "Have you checked?" Then Eli looked down and has gone, "Oh my god."
I crawl back against the wall. Does the shadow follow me?
Mhm.
I literally am freaking out. I look to Leroy. Does he have a shadow on him?
Leroy has a second shadow.
What seems to be the matter, Eli? You've been behaving really strangely, but now you're scared too.
Who else was on the top of the ship? Who else was on the top of the ship when we got hit with that blast?
I think it was just the three of us.
I
It was
was.
just
Oh, were there?
I look.
I can't remember now.
Is
Eric
there
has a second shadow.
Oh my god!
Worth noting.
I swear, if there are just two light sources in this room,
No, like I said,
Guys.
worth
Everything
noting.
is late, and my list also is late.
Okay, I just
three of
need to double
you
check
each have-
with a control. Does Drost have a second shadow?
Drost
Mm-hmm.
has a single shadow.
Guys, that blast did something to us. We both have the four of us have two shadows now.
Clemens has
Yeah.
so many shadows, and they're drifting and moving in weird ways, it's hard to count them.
Yes,
All
I'm
right, so-
certain we're being haunted by the spirits of the dead. That's what I assumed from what Leroy told us.
Clemens, you have more than the rest of us.
Yes.
How are you
I'm aware of
doing?
that. I'm doing much better here than I am up above the clouds. Once we reach a certain air level, I just feel terribly sick. But I feel
mean-
better down here.
I mean-
it could just be altitude sickness, but
It's
it's a little
nicer down
concerning.
here, honestly. Yeah. Oh God, is it because of the shadow? Leroy and Carrick, how do you feel when you come down? Do you feel better when you come down here?
I honestly don't feel much of a difference at all because of these iron lungs that I put in me.
my lungs were already made of brass, so
Fuck.
I'm learning to. I'm becoming acclimated to them. I can sort of let one of them go and he'll attack my enemies for me, and I think I'm beginning to understand how to give it a more corporeal form. It's
How many
all things I
shadows-
found very interesting.
How many shadows does Clemens have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, hold on. I think I count that one all right. 6. I don't know.
It's almost like a part of you is just kind of existing within the land of the dead at the same time.
But when you say it like that, it sounds horrible.
Can I try
Well, it's
poking
not
my second
horrible,
shadow?
it's just another plane.
Your second shadow is on the floor. You reach down, you put your hand on the floor. Feels like floor.
Okay.
This floor is made of floor.
Feel anything? Like it's not some weird trippy like I touch the shadow touches me.
Make
Sort of
a
thing, right?
perception check.
Fuck. Fuck. No. 21.
22. No. Eli's hidden feet. Any 21s are rounded up to 22.
I'll take it.
Any number is rounded up to the nearest 22.
That does
Perfect.
sound like birds.
So, put your hand on the floor, and you don't feel anything in your hand, but you're really close to the floor now, and you've stopped moving. Your hand's on the floor. The shadow's kind of drifting across the floor, a little bit away from your hand.
Oh, that's just weird. That's just weird.
And it, as it drifts, kind of the arms start to float out again, like it's drifting through the water, but it's a 2D image on the floor, just shifting.
Now it's like reflect. Guys.
But it looks like a shadow of you,
Oh,
but it's not your shadow. It's not following you. Or not following your movements, rather.
I wouldn't worry about it too much, Eli. It's likely not something that matters on this side of the, the veil.
Eli's not even listening. He's just like staring at the shadow while he's on the ground. Goodbye. Eli's down for the count right now.
All right.
Eli?
What are Team Destruction
no,
doing? Oh, okay.
Oh, no one. Oh, crap.
You guys can continue doing your thing. I don't want to focus too much on the shadows if you guys are trying to revive Leroy's son.
I suppose step one would probably be trying to just deintegrate some of these struts. Are they bolted on to it? What?
Make an investigation check.
Roll for bolt.
Instead of deintegrate, would the term perhaps be disintegrate?
Oh, perhaps, yes, because we do want to stop the fact that they are integrated.
Exactly.
Maybe Milos' fabricate gloves could do the trick.
What about the defabricate gloves?
There's a chance they could, but they seem to be a little bit out of power right now.
Ah,
Leroy, as you look over these things a bit, it's hard to tell, especially at different angles and stuff, but the ones close to you, you can get a better look at, and they're definitely bolted to, like, into the wall, not like directly to the wall, but it looks like they go into the wall farther, and there's a greater structure outside, but they're also, like, bolted to the floor, things like that. On the head side of each of these struts is, they appear to be kind of fused to it.
That's a pain. They're fused on. Somebody welded them.
Well, I could try taking this new sword to it, see if I can shear off the welds.
That could be a good idea. What if I Eldritch blasted a strut, like right in the middle, sort of wall distance?
You should probably ask our good buddy Colossus if that's okay first.
Oh, right. Yes.
He is
Hello.
a little bit sentient.
Yes, I forgot. Hello. We're trying to free you. Can we break those struts?
What is free?
Untether.
Oh no.
Parenthesis, close parenthesis.
Recorded free in dictionary.
That is a good point. If something doesn't have the definition of being free and still, then I can never want freedom.
Yeah. So
I
are
have
you?
to remember that.
It's important. Are you trapped here? Well, if you are trapped here, just we want to get you out of here
It
because
it begins creaking against the struts like it's trying to follow your command and get out of here.
yes, we want to help you with that. Can you tell us about these struts? Help struts.
Struts dash H.
Bold of you to assume I didn't start this conversation with Python 3.9.
Unknown query.
Bummer. I say we should just try to break some of them free. It seems like he's trying to break free himself.
I mean, we could try, yeah. It's worth a shot.
Does anybody else have other ideas?
What after? Once we free this giant head.
Well, I think I can make it fly, and then we leave in it, perhaps.
If it's willing, I can make it like an inch tall for 3 hours a day.
Oh, that could work
That-
too.
I could also try and test to see if firebolts melt steel beams.
Oh, you don't use jet fuel for those, do you?
What's a jet?
I don't know.
What's fuel?
I think it's like food for not people.
I'm just gonna pop a squat, cross-legged, and start checking out the sword.
Okay.
Retcon totally picked up the scabbard for it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Does anybody think it could have something to do here with these vents? They might have some impact on this room, given that they've also seemingly cleared out whatever those visages Eli's been seeing on.
What type of magic did you say they were?
I sure did.
Little bits of abjuration and evocation.
Little bits of abjuration and evocation.
Interesting.
I don't know. Can I try and lift up one of the vents with telekinesis? I can lift with 1,000 pounds
Reach
of
out
force.
mentally and pull it up. You see, there's the metal of the grate begins to kind of strain. It's bolted to the floor.
Can I rip?
All right, you with 1,000 pounds of force rip the grate off the floor, and the light blue mist that was in the room begins pouring in from where that grate was.
Oh, see? Well, now we're getting somewhere. I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's getting cold in here, fast.
I see. See, this is probably refrigeration or something.
We put it. Can we put it back?
I don't know. I plonk it back.
You plonk it back, but now there's mist leaking from the edges of it. It's coming out a lot slower now, but still coming out faster than it was before.
So, what if we went down into the coolant? Do you think that would do anything good?
Sounds cold.
It does sound cold. If only we had somebody who didn't mind the cold.
The cold never bothered them anyway.
Yeah, like that. Do you think Ross would fit?
Did somebody see my name?
Hey, ice cream.
Trust.
Oh, yes.
What?
Well, so we've ripped up this vent in the corner here,
Yes,
and there was this blue mist pouring out, and it seems really cold.
all right.
And I was thinking maybe I would go down inside and take a look, but then I realized that might kill me, and it wouldn't kill you.
How do you know it wouldn't kill me?
Well, it wouldn't kill you as fast, and you have a lot more sort of physical robustness than I do.
So I just die slower then.
Well, that's the idea, yeah. You don't have to go, obviously. It's sort of a whim.
Can I even fit?
I don't know, you're large.
No, I'm medium, idiot.
Oh, sure, but you're 10 feet tall.
That's going in the quote book too.
Turns out the headband of intellect just made Dross a little bit more manageable.
Just slight sassiness.
Oh no! Now he's a know-it-all.
I look at the hole. I look at Drost. Can Drost fit?
With a bit of squeezing and wiggling,
After
maybe.
modification.
We can trick him.
What is the point of going down there?
Well, I don't know. There's probably something good to see there if it was behind a grate.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Or it's just, or it's just to regulate the rate of coolant.
I mean, I can go.
I bet there's a giant tank of coolant in there, and all that will do is fucking hurt.
Maybe. Well, so anyway, so that wasn't the best idea. Are we going to destroy these struts or not?
I'd love to try. And Carrick will cast Firebolt at some of the struts.
All right, make me an attack roll.
Alright. I'm back to looking at my sword.
I imagine Dross was just seated the whole time and just kind of looked up and like over his spectacles or monocle or whatever you have. Like,
Just
like a 10 hits a steel beam.
oh.
yep, you fire at one of the beams right in front of you. It hits and the beam glows red for a minute, but then very quickly cools down.
Hmm.
What if I tried to snap them or bend them? Well, you know, the bend and snap, it works every time.
Yeah, can you hit them with your telekinesis while I heat them up?
Probably, I can certainly try.
For Dross, you can beat the shit out of it while I heat it up.
I could, if I
Combination might
wanted
help.
to.
Yeah, if you want. No
On
one's
the
forcing
other
what
you.
side, can I just start disconnecting some with my tools?
What if you heat it up and then I hit it with my really fucking cold sword and then it shatters?
The thermal shock, whatever that is.
Sure.
Know how materials work.
Milos, you're using tools to try and disconnect the ones near you.
Yes.
Which tools are you trying to apply?
I was gonna use Tinker's tools.
Okay, make me a Tinker's Tools check. In the meantime, what are you two doing? Eating and eating and beating.
Cheating and beating. Let's go.
I hated it as soon as I started to say it, but I had to finish it.
You made a choice and you went
I
with it.
did. I did.
Alright, I guess I'll
You've heard of shake
stand
and
up
bake.
and walk over with my sword.
23.
Yeah, with the 23, you start to pop off some of the bolts. You feel like doing it this way will take a while, but it could be done eventually. All right, so Carrick, you hit. The beam starts to glow red, but it's the circle, the area of orange that is on the beam begins to narrow very quickly. You're up, Drost.
I don't have something to click for this, so I'm just gonna do some quick maths.
Sorry, I thought you were hitting with a hammer. What are you doing? I must have misheard.
Cold sword.
Cold sword. Yes. Just make an attack roll. You're not attuned to it, so you don't get any magic bonuses. So it's just a great sword.
Yep, D20 plus strength plus proficiency. Is our proficiency 3?
4.
4. There it is up top right. So that is actually a 21.
21. All right. As it's heated up, you swing the sword right through the beam, cut cleanly, and then the beam cools and is in 2 parts.
Oh, well, that was actually really easy.
That worked really well.
Yeah.
You start to wonder how sharp the sword must be.
What if you tried that without the heat? Do you think it would still work? I mean, that thing looks pretty sharp.
I
Do it.
mean, probably it's a sword.
Yeah, but that's a steel
but-
beam.
Normally, swords are just like jet fuel. Again, what is that?
You just get random
Alright.
ideas from your patrons sometimes. It keeps talking about jet fuel and steel beams, so you thought you'd mention it.
So,
I guess I can give it a shot. I'll take a swing at a different one. Does anybody want to give me a bless or guidance or something? No.
Yeah, I can guide
I'll
you.
guide you. Oh, Milos will.
I don't think
Okay.
guidance works on attack rolls now that I'm really thinking about
No,
it.
it
Yeah,
doesn't.
you
I'm
feel
gonna guide him anyway.
you feel
Whatever gets this done.
you have moral support, Drost. Go for it.
Oh, I do have that bardic inspiration from earlier.
That would still nope. You spent 10 minutes being inspired by speech,
Oh, yeah.
so it'd be gone by now.
Fuck. All right.
And this beam is gonna eat it.
Plus 9. Yep.
Roll damage, which would be 2d6 plus strength.
Boop boop. Plus blank.
Oh, the spam crossing.
The sword sinks halfway through the beam and kind of gets wedged.
I
Pretty stuck in
mean,
there.
That wasn't the worst. I'll give it a jerk. Give it a yank. Give it
With
a
your
tug.
20 strength, you managed to dislodge it.
Maybe the heating swift mile.
Yeah, I'll keep doing it.
All right. So we'll
On
say
this side, I'll prep some bonfires as well to heat them up.
all right. So with the combination of you all keeping the beams hot for Dross to just walk through and start slicing, we'll say it gets done in about 10 minutes work.
I like that.
All right. With the final beam broken, the head is now free floating in front of you all. It's starting to get very, very cold in here.
Getting kind of
In
chilly.
fact-
Does anybody else notice that?
Everybody make me a Constitution saving throw.
Everybody?
Unless you're resistant to cold, and I guess Leroy is a robot, so he doesn't need to.
I love being a robot.
Yeah, this is versus cold, so if you have any cold-related features you would like to use, go for it. All right.
Ooh.
Very chilly in here, Karik. You start to stick close to the beams that you're heating up in order to stay warm, but they get chilled so quickly by the intense cold that's in here. And you take 8 cold damage.
Ooh.
You ever randomly rip up a grate?
Yep, Faye passed. Clemens, you also take 8 cold damage.
All right, thank you.
All right. I think that was everybody. Okay, cool. Head's floating. It's just chilling in the room there.
Can I stick a bonfire like right here for the people who are cold?
Totally can. So you're concentrating on that. Just keep track of that.
Yep.
So I will.
We can put a template up or something. Like over as
Right
like here.
Yeah, somewhere over there.
Here, I'll keep it away from my grate. There you go. There's a bonfire for the cold people.
Woo!
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
Actually,
Man, these shards are really handy.
Yeah.
Chark rubs his hands together and warms himself up over the fire.
Can someone identify this sword real quick, just so we know what it does? Now that I'm carrying it around.
Without
Do I have to
touching
touch it the whole time?
I think so.
So I could do it without touching it, but the bonfire would go away.
You don't. I guess we wait. I'm just impatient.
Hey, Mr. Colossus, I think we've gotten you out of all of those struts.
Yes. Well, free to move. I would board if possible.
it doesn't respond to Milos, but when Leroy mentions board, it immediately tilts up slightly, again revealing that hole in its neck with the ladder.
All right. Does anybody else want to get in?
Sure, you can help.
All right. I believe there's 4 control panels.
Yep.
I think there's space for other people in here, but important.
So who all's getting in? Leroy, Clemens, and Milos? Anyone else?
How big is it in there?
Yeah, I'm fine out here.
Pretty
So-
big. I mean, it's about the size of the token on the field. There is room after
And get
you've
in
climbed
that
the ladder in order for there to be multiple control panels to sit at.
Looking around at the panels, how like familiar does the craftsmanship look, i.e., does it look drivable?
You recognize this as the work of House Cannon, for sure.
Yeah.
You don't recognize the control system itself, though. And in fact, each one of them looks very different.
All
The
right.
magics that play at each of the control panels is almost of a completely different make. And I mean, even
There's
just
the-
physically, one of them looks like you put your feet into it and your hands as well, and those are kind of linked together. Another one looks like a seat with just a big lever in front of it that gets moved in both the X and Y axes. There's a
one's for
panel
Kronk.
that's very, very complicated with lots of dials and knobs and meters that are currently just constantly changing. And then up above, there is a panel that just has 2 handprints and nothing else. Like 2 outlines of hands.
So, these are the control panels. I don't really know how to use them, but I imagine that the handprints at the top might be reasonable for my brain, brain such as it is. Milos, you're pretty clever. You might want to try figure out that big control panel there.
I have proficiency
over to
with navigator's tools. Do I recognize any of the implements before me for setting a course?
Some of the displays on the panel that Milos was now standing at look a little familiar to you. You recognize some outlines of topographical maps, things like that. But nothing else looks familiar.
Okay. I'll poke hesitantly at the map, I suppose. Is this where we are here?
As you ask that question, a little arrow shows up on the map.
Oh, well, that's handy.
That's
Could have
convenient.
used one of these many times.
True. Colossus, please move forward 5 feet.
It slowly shifts. Everyone outside, you can't hear what's going on inside, but the head just shifts forwards towards Drost.
Oh, hey, it moved. I asked it to move and it moved. I called.
It's very slow. It takes it several seconds to get there.
I'll just glance up at it.
Oh, here's my good.
Yeah, this thing looks honestly even more terrifying than just a floating head would be, because this is a floating head with metal spikes crudely torn off, half sticking out of it all over the place.
Gonna file those down.
Yes, that'd probably be evening projects.
Oh my god, so are we gonna travel in a giant metal head?
I
Instead
don't
of
know.
the
It's
magic
very
school bus?
slow.
I really hope so. We can give it turbo speed or something.
Thank God, no.
We could just ask it to move faster. Maybe it was so slow because we only asked it to move 5 feet. Maybe it accelerates.
Colossus, could you move 10 feet downward, please? I mean, southward.
It slowly turns in that direction. And then slowly, again, at the same speed, moves that way.
Well, yeah, it seems like
Taking twice as long to get twice as far.
Yikes.
Right now, it's sort of in slow mode.
Could that be because of the mist, do you think?
Maybe. Colossus, run diagnostic tools.
The panels in front of you start to light up with information.
Oh,
Do I see any information that seems handy at my panel?
Same. I'm gonna like try and observe all the information and see if I can glean anything from it.
Okay. One of you can make a check with advantage, or both of you can make separate checks. This will be an investigation or arcana check, your choice.
I'll guide someone. Unless I can't reach.
Yeah, you probably could.
I'll do an Arcana.
I'll do an investigation.
I'll guide the Arcana. Sure.
Very nice.
You'd love to see it.
Artificers in sync.
All right. You guys both arrive at the same conclusion at about the same time, and you both start to speak the same sentence and kind of catch each other, and then this you begin to recognize bits and pieces of this control panel here. And once you start to recognize one, the others start to make sense as you compare common symbols across them, or maybe that color scheme means this here and it means the same thing over there, right? It's gotta. There's definitely a temperature gauge here, and that one's fluctuating a bit. There are many panels that are lit up red with errors, seemingly that it's missing body parts, trying to reach things like its limbs that are just not there.
Device not found.
Limb not found.
And yeah, you start to recognize some of the controls in front of you and different knobs that can affect different settings. It's all very complicated. Too complicated to express in English. You could only really understand it in common. But yes, you two have got a pretty good grasp, you feel like, of this control panel.
Is there a button that looks like a speed button?
There
The
are
rabbit, the turtle.
some of the knobs, all of the knobs and dials and switches, and sliders, they all affect different properties of this thing. Some of them seem to apply to different speeds. There's, we can adjust the speed of the turret spinning here, or adjust the speed of leg movement there, or things like that. But you realize all these things come with different drawbacks, and they're probably more optimizations than make it go faster buttons.
Isn't it upsetting when you have all the hardware, but all the firmware, but not the hardware?
I don't know what that means.
I mean,
It means we have a robot that knows how to use its arms and legs, but it doesn't have any arms or legs.
I'd love to give it some arms and legs, but
Yeah,
that's a lot of metal.
that would take a while. Will take a while, I should say. I think that this, assuming we can figure out the speed part, might make a great mode of transportation in addition to the school bus. Or rather, what is that, airship? What if we just put it on the airship?
Yeah, it
It
seems
is-
pretty heavy.
It is 9 p.m. So we're going to call it there,
Oh.
and we can continue the musings and exploring this strange structure next time. Unfortunately, I'd love to finish this out before we close, but it may take some time. So
Ooh.
we're going to call it there and pick up from figuring out the optimal way to interact with Leroy's son next time.
My son.